Aries, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche, where we talk about life, love, relationships, and everything in between by way of the tarot. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular sign, I am JT. Do keep in mind that these are just general readings, so don't hate the reader. I'm just trying to give you as many explanations of the major and minor cards that I can, all right? Sometimes they line up, sometimes they don't, so just use your best intuition. Take what fits and leave the rest for somebody else, okay? Do keep in mind that I always place haiku poems right before your reading starts, okay? So I'll give you the download. I'll give you the download. We'll shuffle up and we'll see what wants to shake loose with Aries. You can fast forward through this shuffle if you'd like. Okay, Aries. I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but for transparency's sake, I'm shuffling for you. All right, one more time. Here we go. All right, Aries, we're going to talk about your current energy, your crossing challenge, foundation, the recent past, the possibilities, the near future, the self, the environment, the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Aries, here are your brand new poems from Haiku Corner, and we're going to talk about this reading. All right, Aries, we start off your reading with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and what I'm picking up on is that for some of you, there is a major shift about to take place in your life. Maybe some of you feel it coming, some of you don't. Some of you, it's a wanted thing. Some of you, it may feel a little unwanted or a little pressured. Sometimes the universe has a way of shifting us without our permission, right? Anyway, it's a good reading, so I'm ready to go if you are. All right, Wheel of Fortune, right? A cycle that's closing. That's kind of the generic term, or one that is opening up very fast. Okay, Aries, it's kind of like turning a corner, maybe without your permission. All right, but I feel like this is going to be in the best way possible here. Okay, it's things rearranging. Things maybe you didn't even know that maybe you needed or about to start rearranging in your life. Okay, this could look like, all right, if we're talking about a person here, we could be talking about that person that kind of left the breadcrumb trails for you, right? And that could look like that person suddenly feeling this pressure to maybe act. Okay, that masculine energy was, I don't know, too busy, right? But now they're watching your social media like I don't know, like it's their damn job. Okay, like I said, this has got a very intense energy here. We open up the reading with that Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you, this could look like a financial opportunity opening up. Maybe through somebody that you barely know. For others, this could look like that karmic cycle that's ending. We do have the beginning and the ending, right? So you're not going to chase. And of course that person's going to start panicking. You know what I'm saying? This is that text that you thought may never show up, right? It's about to come through. Okay, we could be talking about third party as well. Maybe something exiting the picture for a lot of you. Okay, so like I said, this has got like a sudden stroke of luck in it, right? It could look like anything from a discount or a refund, or some kind of an unexpected check or something like that. But we're definitely For some of you, you could be having moments of deja vu right now. So take a, take a deep breath, kind of look back and go, what kind of synchronicities have I been, have I been witnessing here? It's got both masculine, and the feminine energy involved here. So the masculine would kind of look like, all of a sudden they're suddenly decisive, right? I'm ready to reach out and message. I want to fix things, The feminine energy here has got kind of like an intuition involved here. This is like a spike in your emotional clarity, kind of like, I'm pulling back to receive whatever the universe is talking to me about. Okay. But we're gonna move on into this challenge card. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. For some of you, you may very well resonate with the energy or the spirit animal of the fox. Okay. This is all about strategizing. Okay. Um, I feel like there is someone maybe acting a little strategic here instead of honest. The challenge here is effort. Okay, real effort, not like the performative kind of effort. Okay, it's somebody really working on themselves, but maybe they're not communicating that. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of picking up like maybe a person wants to impress you, but I don't know. Maybe they hide it behind like sarcasm or something like that. So kind of just take what resonates, you guys. But this is all about kind of like a mixed signal here. They're watching your socials or whatever, but they take hours to respond. Okay, and so this could look like for some of you a little bit of jealousy. Somebody's jealous of your progress, but maybe pretending that they're not. Okay. For some, it could look like the person you work around or people you work around, coworkers. Somebody tries to outshine you, right? But behind the scenes, they're admiring the hell out of you. Okay, so it could be you're building something long term, and it just kind of feels like you're being unseen right now. It's not like there's a little bit of an intimidation maybe by your own ambition. Okay, and that would be like that masculine energy. Okay, so the feminine energy here, it's got, I want reassurance, but I'm not going to ask directly for it. So some of you could really be in kind of a state where I'm just going to keep my head down, do my thing. I feel like you're close to a breakthrough here, but I still kind of got a little bit of tension, like, you're exhausted, right? So the masculine energy is definitely that overworking, maybe, to avoid real feelings here. And the feminine energy is like overthinking, whether they're, am I doing enough? Am I putting in enough time? For some of you, this may resonate around a 3 to 6 week period here. That could have been 3 to 6 weeks ago or just coming up. There may be this energy. So just kind of, take your time, be patient with yourself, understanding with yourself. Okay. Let's talk about this Four of Swords energy now. You know, um, right now, I believe we're in the waning gibbous moon. So pay attention to the moon phases here. But this is like healing in the silence, and somebody's feeling it. Okay. We're going to talk about this Knight of Swords energy over here eventually, and this Ace of Cups. But I feel like, you've maybe somebody's drained you, okay? And the person who drained you kind of went quiet, right? And so maybe you're sleeping a little bit differently, a little more restless for some of you. This could be because that person's dreaming about you, okay? And you're kind of picking up on that energy. If you have a if you have an intuition about this, just kind of understand that you're withdrawing from the drama without announcing it, right? And so it's really put that other person, whether that masculine or the feminine energy here, whichever one it applies for you guys. But you're craving peace more than passion, and I think you're picking up on it, right? So you're preparing for a major decision here, okay? And I feel like you're realizing, who actually supports you in this energy. So I don't know, for some of you, it could look like, definitely the restless nights, right? Replaying, last, the last interaction you had with somebody. I don't know, emotional detachment, just for your, kind of like self-preservation here, right? But really pay attention. I feel like it's this next moon phase shift here. Okay, we're about to move out of that. So in the recent past, we're going to talk about that too. In that recent past here, I feel like someone was blocked, whether that was you, emotionally, or that person literally. But communication is coming. Okay, I'm going to talk about it. But here's the kicker on this, all right? Take it with a grain of glitter, you guys. Someone ghosted you because they didn't know what to say here. This masculine energy, they chose their silence over their vulnerability, all right? It's like, I'm not going to tell you exactly how I feel because blah blah blah. And there's a whole list of those items. It could be, trauma, their own trauma, dealing with you know, uh, emotional patterns, dealing with karmic relationships, third party relationships, whatever it may be. But I typed that message and I deleted it. Okay. And as far as that third party, somebody or something influenced their decision here. Okay. So you were kind of like stuck between two choices, love or my self respect. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about, that Four of Swords. So it's kind of like saying, um, somebody pretended not to care, but was watching everything you did. Okay. And I feel like the miscommunication here kind of, I don't know, maybe it just spiraled into the distance, and so this could look like, feeling kind of like a emotionally numb for a little bit. All right. It's got both masculine and feminine kind of behaviorisms here, so the masculine would look, like on the defensive, avoidant, I'm gonna deal with this later. Right. And the feminine energy would be, kind of just pulling back, protective, guarded, I can't keep doing this kind of situation. Right. So anyway, let's look at this Ten of Wands energy in the possibilities. What in the world would the Ten of Wands be here? Okay, this is all about caring too much, right? Kind of the generic version, but I feel like someone else is finally hearing that. Okay, you've been the emotional laborer, right, in some connection, or possibly with family, possibly with a friend group. You're tired of being the one who initiates things here in this energy. It's got masculine energy that feels guilty, maybe for not showing up. The feminine energy would be like overwhelmed, but just kind of hiding it, right? So this is like, I'm close to a burnout, right? I'm close to the burnout breakthrough. Somebody could be listening to songs at this time, that, I don't know, it reminds you of them or something like that, or it's got it's got the tension of like dropping burdens, job, a person, an expectation or something. But I feel like there's a confession coming here, and this really screams to me like I'm about to say enough, right? So both the masculine is definitely in that frustration, that pacing, wanting to fix things, and the feminine is in emotional overload, right? Needing space here. Okay, so take what fits. But now we're gonna lock in on this one, the Ace of Wands. This is all about tiger energy, you guys. So you could resonate with the spirit animal, the tiger here, but this is all about passion, sudden passion, intense passion, unmistakable passion. Aries, this isn't a warning. It's like clarity. Okay, this is about that message about to come through late at night. All right, this is that. I want to see you in person. It's urgent. Okay, we're talking sexual tension here, skyrocketing. This is the masculine energy that finally steps into that confidence, that just magnetic, irresistible, right? For some of you, this could just, in the generic kind of form, this is all about like a new creative project that ignites. It could be that person is that new project. It could be you're about to join in with that person or something like that. But this has got, a job offer that sparks excitement, or a physical attraction that's about to become very, undeniable. I'm totally resonating with that, with the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Cups. We're going to talk about it, but a spark maybe you thought that was dead is about to reignite here. Okay, that physical attraction, you're all in it, right? So the masculine here is bold, very direct. When can I see you? It might be one of those sexy texts that come in, and I feel like the feminine here is glowing, receptive, very intuitive. We do have the High Priestess. We're going to talk about that as well. All right, let's go ahead and address this elephant in the room with the High Priestess. You know more than what you're saying here, and this person feels it. Okay, that's why we're seeing this Ace of Wands here. Okay, and I think you're picking up maybe on their jealousy. I think when they're watching. Okay, and this could apply to both sides of the fence here. I think I think you feel when they think about you. That's got that kind of energy, right? And for some of you, you're trusting your intuition a lot more. And so perhaps in this energy, secrets are about to start surfacing, and you don't have to dig around for them. Okay, you're kind of seeing like through the mixed signals. I'm not going to be as reactive and way more observant in this energy. So this has got, I'm attracting people without trying. It's got mystery in it, right? You're becoming very mysterious, all right? This is in a good way. Okay, so the masculine, as far as behaviorisms, it would look like intimidated but obsessed. Okay, and not in a negative way. I'm just saying, but the feminine energy has definitely got that powerful, you know, um, triple moon goddess, right? Just intuitive, emotionally sovereign, that type of information. A lot of this is wrapped around deja vu too. So pay attention to the synchronicities. If you've been seeing a person's initials over and over, you could be seeing like 717, uh, angel numbers, things like that. Okay. All right, let's talk about the environment. We got this Knight of Swords. It's about to be clear. Someone's coming towards you. This is loyal. This has got dog energy, right? That loyal, patient, determined kind of energy here. Someone wants to clear the air here. A masculine energy that's ready to fight for whatever this is. The feminine energy, I want answers. Someone's, maybe a little jealous of the attention, elsewhere, but this has got that a person showing up suddenly, a message coming through impulsively. So for some of you, it could look like this person may have protected you or defended you or something like that in a text. Around that third party energy, people watching, whatever, and then that perhaps it's that rival or that third party kind of just backs away. So you'll recognize that. But this is all about exclusivity. I'm making you my truth, okay, and my truth is not going to slip out accidentally. You're going to know it, So the masculine energy in this is very protective, very bold, maybe slightly reckless. Okay, we do got that Ace of Cups coming up. We're going to talk about it, but the feminine is definitely demanding direct, honest, and emotionally clear information here. Okay, so I feel like when you are completely focused on something else entirely, this is about to take place. Okay, let's talk about this Ace of Cups in your hopes, fears, wishes, or worries. This is butterfly energy. Some of you could be resonating with the butterfly. Some of you could have just got a tattoo of a butterfly or seeing butterflies, synchronicities, right? This is all about a new love. This is all about maybe a little bit of that emotional safety, maybe a little fear of falling too fast. But I feel like this is somebody wanting to open up with a little bit of intimidation here. Okay. And so that kind of makes that feminine energy want that reassurance, right? You want the intimacy without the chaos. I get it. You're afraid of choosing wrong again. All right. So, but I feel like somebody's coming in, to confess those feelings, right? We've seen that in the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you're definitely ready for this new chapter. Okay. You want the connection without the vulnerability here. So it's definitely got the masculine in the emotional awakening. Okay. That's the divine offering here. Okay. The feminine is softening up, opening up, trusting more, you know, this has got the during a Venus transit. And if you know anything about that, that's like a once in a lifetime situation that's coming around. So that's kind of why people use that term. But let's end out with our outcome and direction. We got this Nine of Swords, right? Someone's losing sleep over you, okay? That's what this is talking about. Look, I'm going to be a little bit tender with this one, but this masculine energy is anxious, but it's because they fear losing you, okay? And the feminine energy is like, the feminine here is replaying everything over and over. I feel like there is definitely a mirrored type of situation here. This is all about the confession, you know. This is all about after the breakdown, after that moment, you know what I mean? No more of the stalking of the social media type situation. This could be that clarity about someone's true feelings here, okay? And I feel like you realize that you were never that conversation is going to look like you were never the problem from the very beginning. Okay, not that you were ever a problem, but perhaps this masculine energy just had a hard time opening up, being vulnerable, right? So it's got that restless, guilty. Just I want redemption. Out of this, I need to. I need to take on the stance and understand the feminine nature here and be reflective, reclaim power, healing. So it had all of that energy in it, right? But I feel like this is one of those situations where, yeah, they lost some sleep over you. You know what I mean? And I think you know this. You know, so look, this is like a plot twist you didn't see coming. You know, someone, I don't know, maybe someone who thought they had some time, they didn't, right? And so I don't know, maybe they thought you just stay stuck. You know, won't, not. You know, and maybe someone who thought they could outrun their feelings, they can't. Okay, so in this energy shift that you're having, you know, all your standards, everything's rising. You know, I feel like your very first card, right? That's it. It's your destiny is changing. Your destiny is shifting. Your standards are rising up, right? And everything is moving like behind the scenes. And so then we saw that, yeah, we saw that Eight of Pentacles. It kind of sounded a little grim, right? Sorry about the camera there. Come on, camera. Here we go. What sounded kind of grim is all about that, the things behind the scene taking place. Okay, so take what resonates with you here. But I feel like Aries, this is about to be a major shift in your life. Something is coming into play with this relationship. Also, as far as money opportunities, the Wheel of Fortune right off the bat, right? So anyway, Aries, if you enjoyed the reading, would you give it a thumbs up? It sure helped the channel. Anyway, I love you guys so very much. I appreciate you, all of the brand new subscribers who have joined the channel, the cross watchers, all of you. I appreciate you so very much, and I love you and I respect you. Anyway, I'm going to leave last week's video right here. Maybe it'll resonate with you. Okay. Anyway, I hope to get to see you guys on the next readings. All right. Bye bye.